I've got a quick question for you, alright? I wanna hear your thoughts, I wanna know what's on your mind. I've got a quick question for you, alright? The answer's not important, I'm just glad that we could talk tonight. So what's your favourite? How did you get? When will I be remembered? Was it ever? Where did all the why do we know? Oh, forget it. Soren, Bowie, Daniel O'Brien, two best friends and comedy writers. If there's an answer, they're gonna find it. I think you'll have a great time here. I think you'll have a great time here.
So, hello again and welcome to another episode of Quick Question with Soren and Daniel, the podcast where two best friends and comedy writers ask each other questions and give each other answers. I am one half of that podcast, author of How to Fight Presidents, senior writer for Last Week Tonight, and new kind of guy alert, ice cream maker Daniel O'Brien, joined as always by my co-host, Mr. Soren Bowie. Soren, say hello!
Hey everybody, I'm Soren Bowie. I'm a writer for American Dad, and I just have been for a very, very long time now, for like 6 years.
Thanks to ASPCA Pet Insurance for supporting Quick Question. To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/question. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance.
Daniel, okay, let's do it. What kind of ice cream are you making?
We got an ice cream machine that you can make ice cream. It's
how big
it's
is
by
this
Ninja.
thing?
It's called Creamy. It's tall. Why does everyone ask how big the ice cream maker is? It fits in a cabinet. It's not a problem. Everyone, get over it.
I have a Ninja blender and I do love it. Because in my mind, an ice cream maker is. You remember what the. I want to say either the Amish or the Pilgrims, I don't know which, would churn butter with.
Correct. Yeah. It's not one of those. It's not a giant, it's not a large barrel with a stick that somehow makes butter in a process that's never been clear to me.
Okay.
And it's not one of those giant silver bowls with big mixers that spin around for some amount of time. The process is like you get your ingredients and you put it in this like plastic pint thing where they're using fresh fruit or like protein powders and a variety of other things. You freeze that for 24 hours and then you put it in the ice cream machine and you press the button that says ice cream, or you press the button that says sorbet or light ice cream. There are a couple of different buttons and the instructions are very clear. So they're like, it's not a blender. Don't expect it to blend. It's not a blender. I don't know what it is, but it does make ice cream. You press a button, it gets very loud, and then you pull the thing out, and it's ice cream.
Does it just pump a bunch of air in? I don't even know.
I do not know what it does. And like, we watched a couple of YouTube tutorials before we made it because we were very excited once we'd ordered the machine. Yeah. Because as a lactose intolerant person, we are a forgotten class of people in ice cream shops and whatnot. There's not a lot of options for people who can't have dairy or eggs. So I was really excited to have complete control and make my own things. So we were just like watching YouTube videos, and there's this product reviewer guy who made like 6 pints of ice cream in a row. And like I said, the ingredients take 24 hours to freeze. So we're seeing him across 6 days, like changing shirts, like time passed, you can see. And he's making the simplest recipes in the book. And every time he puts the pint in the machine, presses a button that says ice cream, he sits there and stares at it and says, this is really loud, you guys. Oh, it's really loud. And then he takes it out, opens it, and he goes, whoa, it's ice cream. I wasn't really expecting it to be ice cream.
Yeah.
But it is. Look at it. It looks just like ice cream. And then he goes through the exact same process again the next day. And we were screaming at the TV at this point where it's like, you stupid fuck. You bought an ice cream machine. You put ingredients in it and you pressed a button that says ice cream. You can't still be shocked about this. And yet, Soren.
You were shocked.
I was surprised. I was very surprised that it worked because I don't know what's happening behind the scenes there. I just know that I put a bunch of stuff together and now I have toasted s'mores ice cream that I can have, me, Daniel.
It sounds like the process requires a lot of It sounds like it has to be loud to become ice cream. Like ice cream requires noise.
Yeah, well, you need to shame the treat into submission, and then it becomes ice cream.
What's your base? What are you using in your s'mores ice cream?
It's going to sound ridiculous. Cream cheese, a dairy-free cream cheese, and some sugar and some light dairy-free heavy whipping cream. And then I broiled some marshmallows and melted them down into my own like homemade fluff and threw them in there. Froze that for 24 hours, pressed the light ice cream button, and then I dug a little hole in the center of the ice cream and put in crumbled up graham crackers and chocolate chips, and then put it back. And I pressed a button on the device that said mix in, and then it mixed everything together
like
into a perfect s'mores ice cream.
Oh,
yeah,
man. And so, okay, I thought maybe you were doing like some sort of core thing, but did the marshmallow ribbon?
What is meant by ribbon?
Oh shit, I forgot. You haven't eaten ice cream in 1,000 years. This is what they ribboning means. Like when you buy ice cream, you'll get like a ribbon of fudge throughout it, and what that means is that the fudge doesn't fully mix in. It creates like a tectonic plate throughout the ice cream. Do you not have? Does the marshmallow like stay intact, or is it just sort of like the flavor is there?
The flavor is there.
Okay.
Okay. So the problem that I'm running into now, and because I for so long have not been a sweets guy or dessert guy because the options are limited, I'm now left with a lot of extra graham crackers, chocolate, and marshmallow.
Oh, shame.
And the terrifying realization that s'mores are mostly vegan, and I could just make a bunch of s'mores, or I could make those like s'mores bar treats, the way you can make Rice Krispie treats. I could just do that with marshmallows, butter, graham crackers, and chocolates. I'm telling you this because I just came back from a long run, and it's all I've been thinking about. And I think it's like bad for me to have sweet treats in the house because I will just eat them until they're gone.
Me too. So I have a lot of questions, and I'm trying to be patient with them because they're all trying to get through the door at once.
Okay.
You keep saying the word vegan.
Yeah.
You're completely vegan now?
No, it's just easier for shopping and ordering purposes. I can't have dairy and egg, and I don't eat red meat anymore. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on the podcast before, but that's like the specifics of my diet now, that apart from chicken and fish, it's functionally vegan. Like it's easier when I'm going to a restaurant to look up to make sure they have vegan options for things, or when I'm shopping for ingredients, then vegan is easier because it just guarantees that I'm not going to have dairy or egg in the mix there.
Okay.
But I still eat chicken. I'm cool.
Yeah, I still kill some animals.
I eat so much goddamn chicken.
Okay. Now, my other question is, you said that it was just like this, like a whipping cream, a dairy-free whipping cream, and a dairy-free fucking cottage cheese, yogurt. What was it?
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese. What is it? What is it? What's the base?
You know, I've never really investigated. The thing just says like it's a plant-based alternative. And as far as I know, I'm just eating sugar and chemicals. I'm just uncritically devouring whatever, like, it's from plants. I'm like, good, yeah, plant is an ingredient. Thank you. Good.
We were surprised too. We ground up an Impossible burger and it became this. We don't know.
Yeah. Hey, do you want this buffalo chicken dip? It's made from plants. I mean, I'm not sure. I won't investigate how or what plants, but yeah, you're promising me a thing that I thought I couldn't have.
Okay, so you have no idea if it's oat or mushroom or or like an almond. Like it's just
we have like almond milk, and the heavy whipping cream is probably oat based if I had to guess, because the coconut milk is the only dairy alternative that you can really taste the base in there.
Yeah, it's heavy. Okay, and how does it whip up? Like, have you just tried whipping the whipping cream?
On its own?
Yeah.
For a different recipe, yeah. If you just like,
and how did it whip up?
With a whisk, it whips right into like whipped cream topping that you would have.
Okay. Is this just, I want to, at this point, I want to experience this for you. Like, I want to know so that because I will give you a fair assessment on whether what you're eating is dog shit or not. You wouldn't know because you haven't had real ice cream, which is top tier.
That's correct.
But maybe is it just in like the dairy section of the grocery store? Can I go get some of this stuff?
Heavy whipping cream?
Heavy
Or
whipping
the
cream?
ice cream that I make.
No, yeah. Are you in stores yet?
We're not franchised yet, no.
Okay, all right. The dairy-free whipping cream.
Yeah, that's in depending on your grocery store, they will either have...
I'm in Los Angeles, dog.
Yeah, so you'll have a section that is like plant-based milk alternatives all to itself. There are some stores out here that have that, and some where it's like mixed in with like the novelty section. Okay. Where it's like, this is blue pudding and this is dairy-free for all you freaks out there.
Yeah, I know that section. Okay. And then my last question. Have you ever had any other cream cheese other than just like regular, solid, 100% fat cream cheese?
Are you talking about like with chives or like strawberry cream cheese?
I mean like reduced fat cream cheese, reduced sugar cream cheese, like and lactose free, like any of those other ones. Because in my experience, there are very few things in the world where you cannot, if you get the one that's tampered with at all, it's so far inferior, it's basically inedible.
I think it's possible that I've had cream cheese in my youth before the accident.
Oh, you don't remember? Okay.
Yeah, as far as I know, Kite Hill dairy-free cream cheese is the only cream cheese that is alive.
Got it. So I remember as a child, we would have bagels, and my parents would occasionally get reduced fat cream cheese, but I didn't know that. And so we would just occasionally we'd be eating bagels, and I'd be like, I fucking love bagels. They're so good. Cream cheese is delicious. And then we would eat it again a few days later. I'd be like, I think I hate cream cheese. And I couldn't understand what was going on. I felt like it was like one of those situations like where you drink grape juice after brushing your teeth, where I was like, something is fucked up and I can't put my finger on it. Turned out it's just, as soon as you reduce the fat in it, just like mayo, anything, when you wouldn't know that either. No. I'm talking to an alien. This is why you don't like turkey sandwiches like I do. It all makes so much more sense now. I'm sorry, I got really loud.
You got so fired up.
It just, everything fell into place at once for me. I dropped the mug and it said Kaiser Soze on the bottom or whatever it says. Okay, you have never had the sensation of eating turkey with tomato with mayonnaise.
No, I guess I haven't.
It's this holy trinity combination. It's so good, and you've never experienced it. Everything makes more sense now. Dan, you're gonna love turkey sandwiches someday when they come up with like a good mayo alternative.
How long have you been wondering why I don't love turkey sandwiches? I mean, it seems like such a thing that you shouldn't think about.
Car with Sophia. Dan and his coworker I was wearing a tuxedo and getting shamed in the car because they both couldn't believe that turkey sandwiches were my favorite food. It doesn't feel good to be shamed in a tuxedo. I'll say that much.
That's crazy because it feels so powerful to do the shaming. It's like gratuitous icing. It's amazing, which I can have now.
Okay. Okay, so back to the ice cream. Does it melt the same way?
No, I have another life. Oh, fine.
Oh, yeah. I want to, sorry to stay on this so long, but I want to know if it breaks down the same way. Does it split when it melts?
I haven't checked in on mine since the time I made it and ate a few scoops of it and then put it in the freezer to save it.
Oh, you haven't put it in a bowl yet and eaten it?
I put some in a bowl, yeah. I put some in a tiny little bowl because the one knock against this that I will make is that it's quite a process to make not a lot of ice cream. It's Shay and I are gonna split every ice cream we make. I'm not letting anyone else have this because it's so much effort for a little bit of treat for me. Yeah. So I put I had a very small bowl of ice cream and then put the rest away, and I'm a little bit nervous to check on it because I don't know how it will keep, if it will maintain its magical ice cream qualities after sitting in the freezer, or if I'll just have to do the magical process again.
Yeah, you have to do it every time you want to eat it. I'm praying for you, Daniel. Thanks. Whatever that means for you. I don't pray for stuff. No. So it's pretty hollow.
I mean, all of our listeners, all of my religious listeners, and even some of you hell-doomed sinners, pray for me, please. Yeah. and my ice cream.
Me first, because there's a lot going on in the world, but I need this. I need this win. So there's I don't even want to say the name of it. I can't imagine it would come back and burn me, but still, there's a artisan ice cream shop in Culver City, and I trust them.
Van Leeuwen?
No.
Okay.
But I trust them. I mean, they make good ice cream, and I'm like, okay, they know what they're doing. We went there one night, and they were like, okay, we've got this. Are you familiar with Muddy Buddies?
Are those like little Chex Mix things covered in? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Chex Mix with chocolate, peanut butter, and powdered sugar. They're like, we do this Muddy Buddy ice cream now. It's a mushroom base. Like it's not milk. And I was like, yeah, you guys know what you're doing. I'm going to trust you. You have the wheel. And so I got some of that ice cream. It was like their special. And I couldn't eat more than 2 bites of it. They fucked up so hard and they still served it. And I was baffled because a lot of red flags. First of all, putting cereal in ice cream, I'm like, that's going to get damp. Something's going to go wrong there. That's not how are you going to maintain the consistency? I'm sure you've got it figured out. Also, mushrooms, you're making ice cream out of mushrooms? Surely that will taste like a mushroom, but you know what you're doing.
Right.
They didn't know what they were doing. They just threw it together.
We've talked about this before, the amount of faith that you and I both put in whenever a company or a restaurant is like, no. We decided Brussels sprouts and Captain Crunch go together. Then it's like, well, surely it's not a bad idea. You must have thought about it. You must have gone to cooking school where they explained to you on a molecular level why this makes sense. Surely you're not just some fucking guy.
Yeah.
With an idea.
Honestly, it's allowed me to live a pretty stress-free lifestyle that I trust everybody who's put something out there for me to purchase. That I'm like, oh, I mean, this has got through a lot of hands. I promise you.
Yeah.
Everybody has touched this, and so it is perfect at this point.
But nope, very often it is just some fucking guy.
Just a guy. So anyway, it was disgusting. So I'm really praying that this isn't what you're actually eating and thinking is ice cream.
I mean, there's a chance. I don't think so. We've talked about this on the show before that the dairy-free cheese that I'd been eating in like tacos and stuff that I was fine with, and that I thought the only problem with it was that it couldn't melt quite the same. I brought that to a bunch of friends when we had a taco night, and they all ripped me to shreds over it. And they let me know. They took turns like telling me what they thought it smelled, felt, and tasted like.
Thanks, guys.
And none of it was cheese. But it was very clear that I was so out of the cheese game for so long that I don't know what I'm missing.
Right.
So it's possible that I'm eating some kind of chalky mushroom ice cream disaster. And if so, just keep me in the dark, I guess.
I think maybe that's the case. In fact, it's possible that's what Shay is doing. Shay can eat cheese, right? And she can eat milk.
She can eat milk and she can eat cheese, but you know, we cook so much more than we order or go out to eat. So the ingredients in the house are the dairy-free alternative. Like we've been using plant-based butter and plant-based whipping cream in our like pasta sauces and stuff. It's almost all been plant-based, except she has her own like cheese toppings, Parmesan cheese or shredded cheese to throw on top of things, because I'm not that much of a catch that you got to give up Parmesan cheese for me.
Yeah, I get it.
Realistic here.
Okay, well, that's very kind of her. And it's also very kind of her because she knows what normal ice cream tastes like. And is she making the same faces as you when she's eating this? Is she like, yes, this finally?
Yeah.
That's so kind of her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. You guys have all heard me talk about my wonderful dog, Jackson, before. In 1 week from this recording, he is going to turn 12 years old, and he is still just as energetic and stupid, and that's why I love him, because he learned all of that from me. But, you know, he's an older dog, but he doesn't show it. He's the best. The other day, Jackson was running up the stairs that we need to get up to the apartment, and he slipped and fell, and it was adorable, but also sad, and he didn't want to go up the stairs anymore, so I picked him up and carried him up the stairs, and now, because he loves attention, he has found out that I will carry him up and down the stairs every single time if he refuses to use them. So that's what he does now. Even though he can do them just fine, he likes the attention, and that he can tell it makes me a little bit grouchy. I love my time-consuming and tedious king dog. Your pet is one of a kind too, and so is their journey. While every playful moment is a memory in the making, sometimes our cats and dogs are a little too good at getting into trouble. That's why you should check out ASPCA Pet Health Insurance. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program offers customizable accident and illness plans, making it easier for pet parents like you and me to help our pets get the care they may need. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program has been around for over 18 years, and they've helped more than 600,000 pets during that time. 600,000? Why, that's 4,200,000 pets in dog years. They allow you to customize your plan, helping ensure that your pet's plan is as unique as they are. Because vet bills can really add up, tell me about it, especially when you're least expecting it. It's simple. Use their app to submit a claim, and you'll receive reimbursement for eligible vet bills directly into your bank account. To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/question. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/question. Again, that's aspcapetinsurance.com/question. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance.
All right, tell me your other life update.
I hate being a quitter. I had to drop out of my 11-week Spanish class that I was doing over Zoom.
Oh no!
That I brought up a little while ago. I had to drop out because it was an 11-week course. I joined late because I didn't know it existed, and I have to miss the final 2 classes. And at that point, it was like I might as well just miss the final 3 classes, even though I didn't have something stopping me from going to the most recent class. It's was unbelievably stressful to be in a classroom setting again, even over Zoom. And I was like, well, I'm going to miss the last 2 classes, and I'm not positive the class is making me any better at Spanish. So let me just drop this final one too. And I only bring this up because I think it's pretty illustrative that I emailed my teacher in Spanish. We've only ever communicated in Spanish in class and over email, and I let her know that I was sorry that I couldn't take the class anymore because of scheduling reasons. And she responded. She said, "Oh, thank you for telling me. You're a very talented student."
Ooh.
And this is all in Spanish. And then she said, "I waited for your turn to practice Spanish."
Whoa.
And I was like, what does she mean by this? What is she trying to say? And like, also, she knows that I hablo sobre mi novia todo el tiempo, cada clase.
Yeah.
And I was so like startled and taken aback by this. I waited for your turn to practice Spanish. And then I copied and pasted the sentence and put it in Translate. That is not what that sentence means. I did not learn Spanish as well as I thought I did.
Wait, do you have the sentence? Let me hear it.
Yeah. Espero que sigas practicando español.
Oh,
so,
yeah, okay.
Esperar is to wait. And I think espero means I wait or I will wait. So I saw espero and thought wait. And sigas means continue. But the thing about, or sigar is continue, and sigas is conjugation of it. And the word for turn, which is what I got confused for there, is girar. And those words are not very close, but if you're studying Spanish, the lesson when you learn continue is the same lesson when you learn turn. So those words are very like jumbled in my memory because they're both in the same lesson where you're learning about directions and how to navigate streets. So I saw a word that looked like wait, and I saw a word that I thought was turn because I'm confused, and I saw practicando español, so I knew like practicing Spanish, and I interpreted that as like this teacher sitting there waiting for it to be my turn so she can hear me speak Spanish and I was processing this information, and then I realized the sentence is actually, I hope you continue to practice Spanish.
Esperar is wait, but it's also to hope for.
Yes.
So yeah, she's just saying, I hope you continue to practice.
Yeah. And it sounds like I need to. It sounds like I could benefit from it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you quit. I think that it's okay. I mean, you do have like a practical understanding of the language at this point. You could get by just fine.
I am still doing Duolingo every day. Shay pointed out that I didn't quit learning Spanish, just stopped doing this class. I'm still learning, I'm still practicing, which is an optimistic way of putting it. But yeah, it was I hadn't anticipated how stressful class would be. And again, that's not why I dropped it, but it's a nice perk of dropping it, because you're sitting in class, and even though like I could just shut my computer and walk away, and there's no grading, and no one is going to call home if I do a bad job, you can't tell my body that when teacher calls on me and asks me to both speak in Spanish and remember something that one of the other students said earlier. Because every class starts with like a show and tell thing where you bring like objects, or you go through 5 objects that are part of your routine was one class, and 5 objects that are just like random things that you found in your home that you want to show off, or one thing that you want to talk a lot about. And then time goes on, and the teacher will be like, do you remember what Deborah brought to class today and what she does? So I have to like remember what another student said in Spanish and then like regurgitate it back in Spanish also. Right. And it's always very simple things. It's like a cup to drink tea, but it's still just my body is thrown back into school mode, and I feel very unprepared.
So it's so funny that all that manifested into you misreading this line where the moment in class where you are the most afraid, she's like, hey, by the way, that moment, I cherished it. I waited for that moment. Okay, that's fine. You know what? I'll tell you, I'll open the door, give you a little peek behind the curtain here, Daniel. I took Spanish for a long time.
Oh, there's a curtain behind the door?
Curtain behind the door. It's a beaded curtain, but it's like the beaded curtain was there first, and then I installed a door. And so like, the beaded curtain was cool. I wasn't going to get rid of it.
Okay.
All right. I took Spanish
even a beaded curtain. I don't want to belabor this point, but I feel like I don't need to peek behind a beaded curtain. I can see it. I can see what's going on back there. But go ahead. Yeah, peel.
The beads are thick. It hurts to walk through this beaded curtain.
It's just when you peel it, it's so loud. I can hear them clacking. But sure.
You have to kind of cover your face when you walk through, or you just get a bloody nose every time. I took Spanish for a long time, and I'll say that once we got to like the subjunctive tense, I basically hit my ceiling. It was like, I don't know what this is. I don't even know what this is in English. I don't think that this is going to be useful for me from this point forward. And then we'd like study magical realism and stuff, and I was just pretending the whole time. Yeah. I was like, I had a real clear limit to what my Spanish could be. And then after that, everything was just like, I don't get any of this.
Yeah. Especially as an adult, like the thing I hadn't anticipated about the Spanish textbook I got is that it's good at holding my hand about Spanish. It really assumes a lot of knowledge about English that I have not maintained.
No.
Like, so this is the indirect object. I'm like, whoa, slow down. We don't have that in English.
Aren't you a writer? Yeah. Yeah. Touche.
Yeah, but it turns out most of the stuff you learn in English doesn't actually matter for writing.
Yeah. They'd be like, people trying to explain the subjunctive to me, they'd be like, it's like the conditional tense. And I'm like, what is that? What? Like, it's something that hasn't happened and might happen. And I'm like, no thanks.
No, sentences are nouns and verbs and helpers. Yeah. That's it.
We got back to imaginary numbers in math where like we get to that moment and I'm like, I can't go any further. You guys go on without me. So I actually had a really interesting experience with Spanish. Well, a lot of different languages recently, Portuguese and Spanish primarily, which was I was watching this a conglomeration of clips of celebrities speaking in some other language. And so they'd be doing interviews and they'd be doing it in another language, like languages I didn't even know they spoke. And it was so hot. It was so cool to see them so fluent in another language. I was watching Anya Taylor-Joy, you know her? And she's speaking in Portuguese, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She's just so good at it. And I don't know, maybe she was born in Brazil or something like that. But
I think so. Have you seen, not to pivot to celebrating a white man, but I do think it's harder for white men to be impressive ever.
yes, good point.
Ben Affleck speaking Spanish with great ease is very impressive.
With a Boston
and he doesn't need
accent?
to be good at anything because he's over 6 feet. But he's still learned Spanish pretty well with like I think like a decently passable accent too.
Is that why he was dating? Is that the only reason he was dating Ana de Armas? Or why she dated him? Does she like actually liked Ben Affleck? Because I didn't understand what was going on there. But now it's starting to make a little more sense that they could actually communicate.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did not know that he could speak Spanish. That bums me out a little bit that I don't speak it like that. I mean, I can understand it pretty well. I understand what's going on about 80% of the time. Speaking it is still a chore for me because I also don't do it a lot, but I will sit there and think about what I'm going to say before I say it. I will structure the whole sentence. Like I can't just do it on the fly. It's impossible.
I think I can get around in a conversation and communicate if I need to, which was the secondary goal of this. The primary was to be as cool as Ben Affleck in that video I saw that one time, and I don't think that's in my future. But here we are in the present.
Yeah.
And the present's not so bad, Soren.
It's not so bad. You speak a little Spanish and you speak a little Italian. You got a couple of notches in your belt.
What else?
Okay, well, I have a question for you, Daniel. Why don't we start the show? Why don't we start it?
Yeah. Okay. So, hello again and welcome to another episode of Quick Question.
No, we already did that part. Quick question, Daniel.
Sure.
This is actually a question about living with somebody else. Since you've had a girlfriend that you live with, have you found that you have to upgrade your home wardrobe? Like the wardrobe that was never intended for other eyes, like your comfy stuff. Now you've got another person who's seeing all of that. And it's a person that ostensibly you want to be attracted to you. Have you had to update your loungewear?
I want to be very clear about, I think this is a fantastic question, Soren, which we don't say enough on this show.
We don't.
Hey man, great question.
Thanks, man.
I do want to be clear, if I could have some notes on that, is that I don't think I had to update my wardrobe. I just want to be clear that it's not coming from her. I realize that I should update my wardrobe when there's another person who is going to be seeing me more than anyone else is going to be seeing me. So I did update my loungewear just as like no one agreed to see me in a bathing suit and the same t-shirt every single day. Right. No one signed on for that. And I shouldn't, it's rude of me to surprise her with it now that she's moved in and be like, this is it. I wear the same bathing suit and t-shirt every day. But I did realize like, I have like a couple of pairs of ratty sweatpants for the house and some really busted t-shirts. And then a bunch of like athleisure and athletic wear, like my running clothes that I could wear around the house that aren't meant for going out. And then beyond that, clothes that are meant for going out. And it was never a problem for me when I was living alone because I was fine wearing the same things over and over again. And I was fine, like I wake up and I put on running clothes knowing that I will eventually run or work out. And if I don't, I'm fine to like sit around in that. Mm-hmm. I started to get self-conscious. Like I should have just better like loungy jogger pants so she doesn't have to stare at the same sweatpants every day, which by the way are a pair of last week tonight themed blue sweatpants that I got as a wrap gift one year, and some novelty Steely Dan sweatpants that I got off an Instagram ad as a joke for no one. I was like, I should just get some, like, not just nicer clothes that aren't ratty or work themed, but like clothes that fit better. I don't feel like I need to walk around impressing my girlfriend or anything like that. You know, I got her already, but I do.
It's the polite
want to
thing
look
do.
nice for her. Yeah. I want to not look like a schlubby piece of shit all the time.
Yeah.
So I got like nice walk around the house t-shirts and lounge pants. There's a thing that she doesn't love about my around the house wardrobe that will never change. I mean, she over time has told me when it gets to be summertime and my decision to be almost exclusively sleeveless with my armpits and armpit hair out in the world, that's not her favorite thing. But Soren, you know, and anyone who worked with me at Cracked knows that if you have a problem with my arms being bare, you got to find another job, because that's not. I didn't put on sleeves for my fucking job. I'm not gonna put them around the house.
Yeah, you're getting the guns no matter what.
Yeah.
So she specifically complained about just your armpit hair flying out in the room like that, like every time you lift your arm up.
Yeah.
How interesting! What an interesting thing to be repulsed by.
And like this is I always feel a little. I don't know if you feel this way about talking about your wife on the podcast, but I feel self-conscious whenever I'm 100% controlling the narrative. I feel like I need to like overcorrect and be like, she's not like, here are the things about your wardrobe that I hate.
No, it's clear.
This is after a lot of prodding and be like, which of my other things which thing do you hate?
Yeah,
what things,
the way that you preface this with
wardrobe?
like, she's not forcing me to do anything. It's like, yeah, man, I know. But like what's you've got some outfits that are not set for public consumption, and now you're showing somebody else. Like, sometimes you just gotta you gotta change it up. I had sweatpants that like cinched at the bottom, and I felt like that was not fair to do to another human being. But that was I've now been in this relationship for so long that I had forgotten until recently, like, oh, I used to have a different set of clothes that I would wear just around the house. I don't really have that anymore. Occasionally, like when I get up with just the kids, I will wear pajama pants or I'll wear joggers, but for the most part, and this might make me sound like a serial killer, I wear jeans around the house.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's rough. Hard pants?
I mean, is that what you're calling jeans?
Correct.
Yes, I wear hard pants. I wear dungarees around the house. And I always have. I think since I'm trying to like remember a time when I didn't do this. It was like, by the time I bought joggers, I had not had sweatpants for probably a decade. And got them, I think, right around the time my son was born, because it was so demoralizing to wake up at 5 a.m. with a child and go downstairs in a fucking pair of sevens, like, right. And so I finally got some pants that I was comfortable in, just like hanging out with him in the morning on the floor and everything. And so since then, I've gotten some more kind of cottony pants, but for the most part, like I get home from work or something like that, I'm not gonna go change. Or
you're not?
No. I mean, I'm wearing jeans right now. I'm in my garage wearing jeans, and I will wear them for the rest of the day until I need to work out, and then I will change into my athleisure.
Shay is at her office today, so I'm in swim trunks, no shirt.
Yeah, swim trunks. Swim trunks is always like a signature of yours as well.
Yeah.
Is that a leg circumference issue? It's like,
I think it's a very efficient way to live your life, because I just got back from a run. I didn't have time to shower, so I put swim trunks on. I'm not going to need swim trunks anytime soon. They're comfortable, and I wasn't going to sit around in my sweaty running bottoms, so I put on swim trunks, because that saves me having to put on both shorts and underwear because the swim trunks have the mesh thing built right in there. Yeah.
So
I'm doing a smart thing.
You're actually saving the planet. Imagine
I'm saving the planet.
The
That's
loads
correct.
of laundry that you are not doing is like you're single-handedly pushing back global warming. Okay. So no pants. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wear pants most of the time. I guess I wear some shorts in the summer, but even then, like I'm wearing good shorts. I'm not wearing my workout shorts just around the house. And I don't know why.
What are you, when it's the end of the night and the kids are in bed and you're watching, it's Sunday night, 11 o'clock, you're watching Last Week Tonight with John Oliver to support your friend. What are you wearing nighttime, couch time?
Jeans and my socks still, and I'm wearing whatever shirt I was wearing that day, unless it was a button-up short sleeve shirt, which I cannot abide by. They don't fit me quite right. Like the arms are all really tight, and if I lift my arm over my head, it's like wearing a blazer. Like I can't get them up, and so I will take that off and I'll put on a t-shirt.
Are you comfortable in jeans in your home?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not uncomfortable wearing jeans. It's not like I'm wearing Sunday church clothes as a kid and I can't wait to get out of the starchy, uncomfortable stuff. I wear jeans like out in the world and everything, but it's such a treat coming home from errands or from the few times I go into the office to get rid of the people clothes and put on the me and Shay and Jackson clothes.
It just doesn't feel any different to me. And maybe I've been conditioned to believe that, but I would come home or like late at night, let's say, like after I put the kids to bed, I want to shower and I shower and then I put clothes back on. I'll sometimes just put jeans back on.
That is the craziest thing you've ever said. And you say so many crazy things on this show.
Yeah, I wear them most of the time. And if I really think about why, I think that I choose my clothes also like I choose my shoes, in that my first thought when I'm like putting on something that's not jeans is I'm like, well, what if there's a fire? Well, am I comfortable being like standing in front of my house watching it burn in this out in public? And then with shoes, I think, yeah, these are nice. They look nice. Could I climb a fence if I needed to in these? Like a chain link fence? And I don't know why that's always been my thought process, but I think there have been times in my life where I've gotten shoes, I had to wear them, and then I'm like, I need to run, and I can't run in these. It's just not going to happen. And so my entire life has been built around, okay, can these shoes run? Can they climb?
Yeah. I mean, the shoes thing I understand more than the what if my house burns down
the aesthetic,
and I'm not wearing hard pants. That's nutso to me, because like my around the house clothing is not embarrassing. It's just comfortable joggers, sweatpants, t-shirts generally.
All right, let me
sometimes an Under Armour sleeveless hoodie. when the missus is out of town, you know?
Yeah. What do you need a hood on a sleeveless shirt for?
Because it's so cold.
I see them all the time. But honestly, that's silly. Okay. Here's another detail I'm going to throw at you, Daniel. Would you go outside in your joggers or your sweatpants? Would you go out like into the world, and even though these people you're never going to see again?
Here's a crucial difference between the two of us, is that unlike you, I have had to go outside first thing in the morning every day for 12 years because I have a dog. And I'm not going to put on jeans at 6 in the morning. I'm going to put on my comfy slip-on clothes. And the reason I know the answer to your question is yes is because I've done that. When it's normal time, I'll wear running shorts or basketball shorts or sweat shorts and a t-shirt and walk them in the morning and a few times in the afternoon. And when it's winter and it's very cold, I have this like gigantic oversized hoodie thing that goes down to like mid shin. That is very unsexy and deeply unfashionable. And I am seen in it every single morning for about 2.5 months.
Just like you're wearing like your dad's sweatshirt, like what is like a poncho? What is?
It's like a giant fluffy muumuu with a hood.
What color is it?
That's difficult to answer. It's multicolored.
Oh, good. So it doesn't grab attention.
And I can only make it slightly weirder by saying I got this hoodie muumuu thing as a white elephant Christmas gift, and Shay loved it so much that she kept stealing it. So I bought her own, and now we have two, and sometimes we're both seen in them.
That's fucking wild to me. But it does.
But all this is to say that like most of my indoor clothes by default have become outdoor clothes because I have a dog.
That's fair. Now the thing about sweatpants that we haven't talked about yet, with a boy wearing sweatpants, and we're about to get a little blue. Your penis is never more on display than when you're wearing sweatpants. You can really see the outline of every detail in your penis when you're wearing sweatpants. I've found. Is that true for you? Yeah. So that's another reason why I don't like wearing it out in public. I don't like flaunting that. I don't like people like being like, and this is where I keep this thing. Like I don't like that.
I guess I don't care.
Wow.
We're all human beings. We're all slowly dying. Just be human. Just be out in the world and be human. I don't know.
That's not true. You don't feel that way. You'd be naked all the time if that was the case. You have some shred of what civilization should be left in your brain. Yeah, I don't like that feel. I don't like being in sweatpants. Like I would never dare go to the gym in sweatpants, and I'm baffled by the people who do.
Do you feel like when you're at the gym in gym shorts and you are sitting at a machine and pushing with your arms and like really tensing your entire body to make it all work, are you conscious of what your dick looks like at that time? And do you think it's hidden?
So I am aware of what my dick is doing at the gym. I would say like 90% of the time. I am so self-conscious about putting that on somebody else. Like
well, yeah, you can't do that. There are rules posted.
The shorts that I choose to buy are all shorts with the intention of like, can you see my dick through this? Because there are so many like running shorts that are this just wispy toilet tissue material that like do nothing. It's just a little bit of a breeze and there's no more left of the imagination. And so I buy shorts that are specifically designed that I'm like, okay, you can't make out too much of my, like, there's no head here. Okay, that's good. That's what I want.
I would say for the longest time, the same way that you and I blindly trust chefs and food specialists with bizarre ingredients. Anytime I got a pair of running shorts and I put them on and I thought I could see my dick, I would think like, well, surely they know what they're doing. So perhaps when in motion, it fades.
No, I'm less concerned with testicles, by the way. So like when I'm sitting down and you're talking about there, like you're at a machine or something and you're sitting and it's so clear that like that's so prominent. I'm like, well, there's no definition to it. And that's what I'm like, okay, that's what I'm trying to avoid is definition. I don't know why. For the same reason, I do know why. For the same reason, like a woman isn't gonna like want these pants that give her a camel toe. Where when you see, like we understand that there's genitals there, that's fine. But when you see like every detail of the genitals, it's like, well, you weren't supposed to see that, and I'm not supposed to be seeing that.
Yeah, I guess we're just different.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like this is at a certain point. The responsibility is on the makers of the shorts, and if they're not doing it, then your beef is not with me, sir. It's with Lululemon. Please write to them. mention a quick question. See if, I don't know, they send me any free stuff because I love what they're doing.
Their stuff is so expensive. I can't imagine they would send you a single free thing.
Absolutely not.
We'd probably just
Get
send
a
you
great
a car.
discount. Yeah, I got a nice discount so I could spend $90 on some running gloves.
Okay, I guess we're just different. But it is good to know that you also changed it up a little bit for a significant other. That you were like, you know what, this isn't fair to them. I'll get something nicer.
And it's nice for me too. I also enjoy having the nicer things and retiring the worst things. I also, I don't know if this, because you and your wife got together such a long time ago, so I don't know if this, if you went through a similar thing, but I started dressing much nicer and people noticed. And the thing that anyone would say to me was, you got a girlfriend dressing you now. You've got a fashionable person in your life. And it's like, no, I just feel like looking nicer. I just have a person that I want to look nice for. A lot of the clothes is stuff I already owned and bought for myself that I just didn't wear because who would it be for, you know?
Yeah. I'm on a cycle of about every 7 years where all of a sudden I'll be like, this cannot stand. What I'm wearing cannot stand. I need to wear something better. And then I will get a bunch of new clothes and look very nice for the next year. And then it starts to taper off after that again.
Well, that's got to be enough.
That's plenty
for our show.
That's plenty.
We were so filthy in this episode of Quick Question. We are recorded and edited and produced by the irreplaceable Gabe Harder, our president of podcast operations. Our theme song is by the incredible Mia Rex. Their digital album is available at mirex.bandcamp.com. You can find the show on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Patreon, and you can email us at qqwithsoren@gmail.com. A note about Patreon is we are going to start revamping it with some new secret exclusive things just for Patreon subscribers. So stay tuned to that space for some new fun stuff. Did I say all the things that I need to say? You could find me and Soren on Blue Sky. If for some reason you miss Twitter, but you're okay with a version of it that's worse, like differently worse than current Twitter, not better, just adjacently worse.
Giving them the hard sell.
You can find us there.
Yeah. Go to this other shithole and find us. All right. Bye.
All right, bye.
I've got a quick question for you, alright? I wanna hear your thoughts, I wanna know what's on your mind. I've got a quick question for you, alright? The answer's not important, I'm just glad that we could talk tonight. So what's your favourite? How did you get? When will I be remembered? What did I do? Where did all go? Why do we know? Oh, forget it. Soren, Bowie, Daniel O'Brien, two best friends and comedy writers. If there's an answer, they're gonna find it. I think you'll have a great time, yeah.